Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Theoretical Doctor Audio Vlogs. In this video, I'll be sharing my experience working my first night shift in Nursery Ward during my third posting in my Housemanship Journey. The link to the article of this audio blog is available in the description below if you would prefer to read on it instead. Nursery, the ward where babies are admitted with mothers immediately post-delivery or at least a day or two after delivery before the mother is being discharged. Prior to serving my time in nursery, I was working in the general ward for 2 months, otherwise known as Paediatrics 2B. Occasionally, I will have to cover nursery for a day per week, but rarely. The on-night shift in the nursery begins from 7 p.m. till 10 a.m. the following day. Well, in reality, we don't actually go back by 10 a.m. It's usually 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. at the latest. I was allocated to work with a colleague I had known back in the orthopedics posting. Prior to my night shift with her, she had done multiple on-nights in the nursery ward and was familiar with resuscitation. Thus, for my first night, I offered to thank the nursery ward while she handled resuscitation. While working the night shift in the nursery ward, one house officer has to be in charge of resuscitation, or at least the main resuscitator, while the other is the second call or the one who does the active job list in the ward. That was the decision we agreed upon prior to starting our shift. Upon arrival, her phone started going off while I tended to the time-sensitive bloods and started reviewing the OBS Bay cases. OBS Bay or Observatory Bay is where the newly admitted babies will be located. It is also somewhat known as the acute bay of nursery. However, it does not always mean that the babies admitted here are unstable. Most of the time, they are discharged after a few hours or subsequently moved to other cubicles. During my first night shift in the nursery, my phone rang only once for a referral, of which I pass on to my partner since I have yet to attend the resuscitation of my own. Thus, any babies that were admitted, I transferred them in, carried out the active plans, take bloods if necessary, traced the bloods, updated the medical officers, requested for bloods for transfusion for a baby in NICU, having a light meal, and then finally going to sleep in the breastfeeding room. The breastfeeding room is where the mothers sit when they visit their babies and breastfeed. Since we do not have a room of our own, we sleep over there. My friend advised me to sleep while we get the chance since we will need to follow rounds in the postnatal ward for baby check the following day. We managed to get a good 1 hour plus nap before my friend's alarm went off and woke me up. Being a light sleeper, it was difficult for me to go back to sleep. Thus, we decided to get an early start on tracing the morning job list for the babies in postnatal ward. The baby checks were usually done in maternity 1 and maternity 3. There are times if there are too many deliveries overnight and no more beds in maternity 3, they may overflow to maternity 2. We started off in maternity 1, compiled all the baby books and traced the G6PD status as well as the CTSH or the core TSH in the system if it is yet to be traced any serum bilirubin if it was taken, ticked and signed the page stating that the mother needs to register the child upon discharge, go for follow-up for vaccinations and basic care of the child. After we are done with maternity 1, we went to maternity 3. Considering that there are about 50 patients, we took some time before we were done. During weekdays, the medical officers from the nursery ward complete their reviews and rounds first in nursery prior to baby check. During weekends, usually only one medical officer is allocated for all the baby checks. Around 9 a.m., a sea of medical officers arrived and proceeded with baby check. Baby check is a systematic examination from head to toe to look for any abnormalities such as heart murmur, ambiguous genitalia, undescended testes, imperforated anus, just to name a few. After which they will sign and chop the baby check page. If the child has already been checked previously, usually the child is checked for any jaundice, and if it is suggestive, a TCB will be done to check the phototherapy level followed by the commencement of the phototherapy. Occasionally, the baby may appear jaundice after a few hours after birth, and for that, we would need to send a day 1 jaundice workup. There are some babies who are admitted in the postnatal ward for phototherapy. Usually, the mother has already been discharged and we call them DAB or discharge awaiting baby as the child is under phototherapy. For this, an SB or serum bilirubin will usually be taken by the nurses and sent around 4 a.m. In the morning around 7 to 8 a.m., the results would already be out by then. Most of the time, they are either continued or discontinued from phototherapy. In rare cases, they are escalated to bili blanket or double phototherapy. After the rounds are complete, it is time to go about carrying out the active job list. This involves referrals if necessary, sometimes to physiotherapists, occupational therapists, surgical department or dental if any, taking bloods and sending them or transferring babies out to nursery to be admitted. After completion of all this, then only we will start making our way back, which on average is around 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. For my first on-night shift, I went back around 11:30 a.m. It was a good experience, especially since I have an excellent partner to guide me and to help me out. If you have yet to work the night shift in nursery, it is actually quite fun, albeit it being tiring due to the long hours. Thank you for listening to this audio blog. Do stay tuned for more, which will be available every Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Remember to click on the subscribe button as well as the bell button so you won't miss out on any upcoming audio blogs.